Hey, I'm looking forward to being with you Sunday on a Resurrection Sunday and celebrating Easter. And it's always a great, great joy to get to preach about the resurrection and talk about the hope that it gives. And that is kind of be the theme for Sunday, the hope that we have because of Jesus Christ and His resurrection. That one event, life-changing, world-changing event, Jesus rose from the dead. We're going to focus on John, obviously, as we've been studying through that book. But do take time this week to read through all four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and their resurrection accounts there. And we're going to be referring to some of them in the message as well. But especially as you think about John, and some of the others too, but a couple things to look for as you're reading through there. Number one, Jesus talks to different people, and he gives them different greetings and messages. He doesn't say the same thing to everybody. Okay? So once you see, now, who did Jesus say this to, and what would that mean to them? Why did He greet them in this way, and why did what He say bring them hope? Okay, so kind of think along that way. And why would it give you hope? Understanding what it meant to them, why would that give you hope? So, first thing, as Jesus greets different people, He gives different greetings and messages. Why would those things He said give them hope, and why would they give you and me hope today too? Second thing then to look for as you read through the resurrection accounts is how different people reacted differently to what happened. Very, very much a mixture of different people and different reactions. John and Peter both saw the empty tomb and the grave clothes, but they responded differently. You've got the women, after they've seen Jesus, telling the disciples, and the disciples don't believe Him. The disciples, after they've seen Jesus, tell Thomas, and he doesn't believe them. So is the key to belief for all people seeing? I mean, seeing is believing. That would solve it. I mean, there's Mary and the women and the disciples and Thomas. But what if I told you that you're going to find in your reading that there was a group of disciples, followers of Jesus, that very well may have numbered in the hundreds, that gathered together with Him on a mountaintop, saw Him and heard Him. And it says that some of them worshiped, but they still doubted. I mean, Jesus is right there. They see Him. Not that they were necessarily resistant, but they were at least still hesitant. So is seeing believing? And then there's you and me. We don't get to see. Where do we stand? I think about the verses that we've kind of focused on, that John says this is the reason that he wrote the Gospel. Since the very beginning, we've brought these verses up. Jesus did many other miraculous signs in the presence of His disciples, which are not recorded in this book. But these are written, that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in His name. I read a Newsweek article this morning that said in the most recent Harris poll, the number of Americans who believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ has dropped 10 points since 2003, and it stands now at 70%. So, what is sufficient evidence to believe? In your opinion, what is sufficient evidence for a person to believe? In God's opinion, what's sufficient evidence for a person to believe? Think about the people you know, maybe you work with or you hang out with. I think in their opinion, what would it take? What would be sufficient evidence? And then this, whose opinion is more than an opinion? Okay, I'll see you Sunday.